Hi guys, I'm Kim and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here again today. I am here today to talk about my December 2022 budget wrap up. So it is currently the 14th of January and I'm a little bit behind on this, but holidays, Christmas, New Year, all of that jazz, going back to work, it's kind of just delayed this video. But I thought nevertheless, I will show you how we ended up for the year. And yeah, hopefully that you enjoy it. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out my January 2023 budget for the start of 2023. All right, so this is my December budget wrap up. So for those of you who are new here and haven't seen my previous videos before, I just want to let you know that I get an income and I am paid monthly, and I get paid on the 15th of every month, and my husband's income is weekly and he gets paid on a Wednesday. So sometimes there are 4 Wednesdays in a month, sometimes there are 5 Wednesdays in a month. So this month was a 4-pay month. So that is how that works. So for the month of December, we budgeted to bring in $9,340. However, we actually brought in $9,761.98 for the month. So this was an additional $421.98 for the month. So we're going to move down to the debt section. So we budgeted to spend $2,079 on our mortgage, and $2,079 is what we actually spent. $515 on the car loan, and that's what we actually spent for my car loan. $400 on Ben's car loan, and that's what we actually spent. So just another quick note, even though it was only a 4-pay month, it was actually 5 mortgage payments, 5 car payments, because there were 4 Wednesdays but 5 Thursdays. Moving into the investing and extra super contributions. So we did $50 extra towards my super, $50 extra towards Ben's super, $54.35 towards the work shares program, and we invested $50. So moving on to the utility section. Planned to spend $100, we spent $100, $125 for gas, $75 for water, $250 for council rates, $240 for our Foxtel and internet, $126 for my phone, and nothing for Ben's phone, as his was so far in advance that we've just cancelled payments for a while because we keep getting like those messages saying you're $407 in credit or something ridiculous like that. So we cancelled for December and January. And yeah, we're going to pick those payments up again and just reduce them slightly for the month of February onwards. For our insurances and registrations, our health insurance was $105 for the month. Our home and contents insurance was $127.25. Car insurance was $56.75. That was for my car. Ben's car insurance was $70.74. Our registrations were both $46.66 for each vehicle. Moving on to the subscription section, it was $17.99 for Canva, $6.99 for Prime, $14.99 for iCloud, $4 for Catch of the Day, $11.99 for Google Play, $15.99 for Netflix, $11.99 for Spotify, $14 for Stan, and $15.95 for Xbox. Now we're going to move on to the daily living expenses, and this is where we always seem to completely blow it or do really well, but for the month of December we blew it. I kind of underestimated the amount of social events and dinners and Christmas things and all of that sort of stuff that you do during the month that ends up having you eat out or get a lot more takeaway than usual. And also because we were doing all those things, we were traveling around a lot more, and we ended up spending more on fuel. So we budgeted $200 for fuel. We actually spent $406.96, which was $206.96 more than what we budgeted. So we more than 100% overspent on fuel. We budgeted $1,150 for our groceries, and we did spend $1,089.95, which was $60.05 under budget. We budgeted $300 for dine out and takeaway, and we actually spent $956.79. So we blew that budget up the water by $656.79. And I can't even say that we made up for it by spending less on groceries, because even though we spent less on groceries, it's not even a fraction of how much we went over by. I just have to try and remember to budget better next year when the Christmas holiday season comes around, I suppose. We budgeted $100 for entertainment, and we spent $149.95, which was $49.95 more. We planned to spend $60 on the garden. We spent $30, which we had an remaining amount of $30. $90 on the dogs. We spent $35, which was $55 under budget. The reason that was under budget was because my little Winnie girl can't have haircuts at the moment because of her surgery, so it normally costs $55 for her haircut, but obviously for the month of December we weren't able to do it. Now, the other category for the splurge money, we budgeted to spend $934, and we spent $940, which was over by $6. So the splurge money is 10% of our total income split between the two of us, that we have like no questions asked spending money, that we can do whatever we want with, and we don't have to consult the other person on what we're purchasing. So if I want to buy myself some makeup, I can. If he wants to buy himself a computer game, he can. Like, no questions, just do what you want with that money. So in total, we originally planned to spend $7,515.30 for the month, and we actually ended up spending $8,289.95, which was an overspend of $774.65. So overall, not amazing, but it could have been worse, is what I'm telling myself. And we still managed to save, which I think is a good bonus. So we did budget to add $1,824.70 to the sinking funds, and we actually added $1,472.03, which was under by $352.67. So let's have a look now at the sinking funds and how I allocated them for the month. So as I mentioned, this was the actual amount, the $1,472. So I added $971.66 to the maternity leave fund, because if you've seen my videos recently, you will know that we are expecting a little baby boy in July 2023, and we are very, very excited. So we are going to be really focusing and targeting on filling up this maternity leave fund so that we have that money available for when that time comes. So we currently have $11,258.52 in that fund. We didn't add anything to our emergency or to nursery, but I did spend $4,812.57 out of our emergency fund because we had to pay for our little baby girl's surgery. So that's our little dog Winnie, which leaves us with $10,322.27. So along with filling up the mat leave fund, we really want to push and focus on getting the emergency savings back up to where they were as well. We spent $566.87 from the nursery, leaving us with $1,393.16. Thailand trip, added nothing, used nothing, still has nothing. Miscellaneous, I added $200. We did spend $351.77 on this category, leaving $381.41 for the month. If you want to see, I've actually restructured our sinking funds for 2023, and I've added a lot more because my goal is to try and remove this miscellaneous category and break it down. So I've got like dog medical, I have like personal grooming, clothing, you know, like I've broken it down a lot more. So do check out my January video to see how I've restructured my sinking funds to hopefully make it work better. For medical, we added $200 and we spent $678.58, leaving us with $103.22 for the month. So the reason that is so high is because we had a few doctor's appointments. I had to have an ultrasound, and there was just, I think my husband needed some insulin because he's an insulin-dependent diabetic, and yeah, it was just a bit of an expensive medical month. Gifts. Added nothing but spent $43.60, leaving $190.54 in the sinking funds account for gifts. For Christmas, we added $100.37, we spent $311.37, and we zeroed out the Christmas budget. So that's all done and dusted, and I can start again fresh for 2023. Car maintenance. Added nothing, used nothing. We have a whole $1.50 in there. So we finished the month off with $23,650.62 in our sinking funds account. Now, the way that our sinking funds work is it's just one account, and the spreadsheet is how I keep track of how much we have allocated to each section. And we just have it set up as an offset account against the mortgage. So I just feel like every little bit helps when it comes to not paying interest. Also, we're just going to have a quick look at the budget summary so we can see what percentage of our income went where. So we spent, so we had a total of 33.8% spent on debt, 2.26% on super and extra like investing, 2.26% on utilities, 5.01% on insurances and registrations, 1.26% on subscriptions, 29.49% on our daily living expenses, 10.39% on the other category, and 16.62% on sinking funds. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of a breakdown of where every single dollar was spent and what the percentage levels were looking like for the month. Normally the percentage level is a little bit lower for the debt section. However, because it was 4 pays and 5 like repayments, it kind of bumped it up a little bit higher. But yes, if you liked the look of this spreadsheet, it is something that I do have available in my Etsy store for a small fee. So that is linked down below. It is an instant Excel download, and it has got the formulas all pre-populated. It includes this top bit for your income. It has all of these sort of categories that you can modify and manipulate for yourself. And it also has an expense tracker over here, so you can go and enter in all your expenses and how it works, and then it has a sinking funds tracker as well. I do, like I said, have the link down to that below, and I also have a video here on YouTube that shows you how to set it up, how it works. So if that's something you're interested in, then yeah, make sure to check it out. Okay, so that was my December budget wrap up. So as you can see, we definitely blew the budget in some areas, like we always do. I don't know. I can justify it because I think I justify it to myself because it was the end of the year. I didn't really probably budget as well as I could because I forgot about all the Christmas parties, the catch up, the family things, you know, all those extra bits and pieces and things that you do that kind of fall into the dine out takeaway kind of budget. But it's all good, it's happened. We still managed to put a decent amount to our sinking funds and yeah, get ready to roll into 2023 and start the new year off like well. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below and ring that little bell, and that way you'll get notified of my videos in the future. Until next time, bye guys.